Stan Gibilisco here, proprietor and operator of amateur radio station W1GV Whiskey 1 Good Vibrations at your service to answer a question posed by a viewer recently. And it might seem like a very simple question to a lot of people, but it is a very significant and important consideration. When you have a system with an antenna such as a random wire or a open wire fed dipole or anything whose impedance is unpredictable or well out of the range of the normal impedance capabilities of the radio to tune. So you have an antenna, you have an antenna tuner or a transmatch which changes this unpredictable and oftentimes quite high or low impedance with quite a lot of reactance in it to a purely resistive impedance of 50 ohms, ideally. Here you have the standing wave ratio meter, SWR bridge, whatever you want to call it. This SWR meter indicates when the tuner is properly adjusted by showing a 1-to-1 standing wave ratio. If you can get that tuner to produce a 1-to-1 standing wave ratio, then the radio will be happy no matter how cockamamie this antenna impedance might happen to be. Sometimes you can't quite get a 1-to-1 SWR, and in some cases you can't even come close. In that case, the antenna is just a little too cockamamie for your tuner, and there are ways around that. You can lengthen or shorten the feed line if it's an open wire fed antenna, lengthen or shorten it if it's a random wire. A lot of things you can do in that respect to bring this antenna's impedance within the capability range of the tuner. And needless to say, it helps if you have a good tuner. Not only should the tuner have a wide range of impedance matching capabilities, but it should also have low loss components, and that generally means physically heavy capacitors and coils. So a really good tuner, even at modest power levels, will be quite substantial in size and mass. But ideally, the tuner tunes gets rid of the reactance and matches the remaining resistance of this load to a 50 ohm output, which will make the radio happy. And the place to put the tuner here, or the SWR bridge, is between the tuner and the radio. If you put the SWR meter here, it isn't going to tell you anything about how well your tuner is tuned. It's only going to tell you how cockamamie your antenna is, something that you really probably don't care very much about, and certainly have no business worrying about if you can get your 50 ohm impedance to the radio. So that's the answer, my friend. Keep watching, and if you have more questions, even if they're simple ones, seemingly simple ones like this, go ahead and email me and ask away. Stan Gibilisco, W1GV, saying 73 for now, and so long.